One of the big traps that I think creators can fall into is creating in the same order as they would consume something. So for example, if you're writing a story feeling like you need to start with chapter 1 and you need to write all the way through the final chapter in that order, or for songwriting, feeling like you need to start by writing the intro of a song or the first verse of a song and then write the chorus and then write the second verse and not write the bridge until later. But I'm here to say that I think we should consider writing the chorus first more often than I think a lot of us do. Let's talk about it. The first reason I think it can be a great idea to start with your chorus is simply that it's the most important part of your song. If you have a killer chorus, that goes a long way towards having a killer song. Whereas if you just have a killer verse, if you don't have a killer chorus to go with it, it probably is going to end up falling flat no matter how good the verse is, unfortunately. And we show prioritization of things by basically two factors: how much time we spend on something and how soon we do that thing. So if I get up on a Saturday and I have a bunch of chores I need to get done, how do I show what chores I'm prioritizing getting done? Well, the things I do the earliest, because that's more guaranteeing that I will actually get those things done, and then the things I spend the most time on. So if I get up early on a Saturday and I go to, I don't know, Lowe's to get something to help fix the stairs or whatever, that's showing I'm prioritizing, okay, I'm gonna fix the stairs because I did that first. I'm making sure that I get to that. But also if I spend 5 hours in the afternoon working on reflooring a room, that also shows priority because I'm spending a lot of time on that. It's the things I don't end up getting done that day because I didn't do them early enough or I didn't spend enough time on them that show I don't prioritize those things as much as the things that I did earlier and the things I spent more time on. So this is going to also be true in our writing. So how do we prioritize the chorus? Because we both would probably agree that the chorus is the most important part of a song, so we should prioritize that part of a song. So how do we do that? By spending a lot of time and by getting to it sooner rather than later. So show your prioritization of making sure you get the chorus right by simply writing it first. Another reason I think it's a great idea to start with your chorus is the chorus is the single song section that most dictates what other song sections in your song need to do. So for example, you don't want to write the whole song, the first verse, the second verse, maybe even a third verse in a bridge, and then realize you didn't really leave anything for the chorus to say, because then the chorus is gonna feel redundant because it's saying some of the same stuff that maybe your second verse touched on or your first verse touched on or your bridge is gonna say. So that sort of undermines the chorus because the chorus should be this main point that is the highlight of the song. But that's gonna be undermined if the highlight of the song is just repeating what, say, the first verse already said. And a chorus feeling anticlimactic and redundant is exactly the opposite of what we should want our chorus to achieve. So it can be difficult to pull off having verses that properly lead into a chorus you haven't even written yet, because the verses are probably going to directly lead into the chorus, or maybe the verses will lead into a pre-chorus that leads into the chorus. So you need to make sure that what is said in the chorus makes sense after what was said in each verse. And that's much easier to pull off if you write the chorus first and then you write all the verses and the bridge knowing, okay, verse 1 needs to lead effortlessly into the chorus. Verse 2 needs to lead effortlessly into the chorus. And verse 3, if you have one, would need to, and the bridge as well is probably leading directly into your chorus. So the chorus is the main highlight of the song, and each arc that is contained in the song really ends with the chorus. So you could sort of see a song as an arc of the first verse leading into the chorus, and then you kind of reset. You have a second verse that leads to the chorus. And then you have a bridge that leads to the chorus. And no matter what your song structure is, most songs are going to operate somewhat like this, where the end of each arc ends with the chorus. So the chorus is really an important part to make sure that all the other parts of the song lead into the chorus in a way that the chorus isn't confusing to the listener, or the chorus isn't being undermined by just repeating what a section before that said. And it's much easier to do this if you first write the chorus and then you write everything else already knowing, okay, this is what the chorus is gonna say, so don't repeat it in this first verse or the second verse that I'm writing, but also make sure that that first verse or second verse or bridge ends in a way that leads effortlessly and really well and clearly into the chorus. Another reason I think it's a great idea to start with the chorus is often we come up with a song concept based off of the main idea. That's the main thing we started with. So if we thought to ourselves, let's write a song about, say, all the beauty missed, which is about how there's a bunch of beautiful things that happen in the world around us. There's a bunch of miracles, whether it be life or birth or whatever it might be. And we just kind of miss and gloss over that. We're too busy concentrating on the darker stuff or not admiring like how beautiful the night sky is because we never actually look at it or whatever. So if that's the main idea of the song, which is usually, again, the main thing that we thought of to say, hey, I want to write a song about that thing, usually the main idea is in the chorus, right? So if I know I want to write a song about all the beauty missed, the concept of all the beauty missed is probably going to be most fleshed out in the chorus. And that's the only part of the song I really know right away because that's the central idea. I don't know yet what specific beauties I might talk about. Maybe I'll go more the nature night sky route. Maybe I'll go with hey, people and humanity can be a lot better than sometimes we give it credit for. But the idea is once I write the chorus with the central concept of all the beauty missed, maybe then it will become clear to me, oh, the first verse could be about this beauty missed. And then the second verse could cover this type of beauty that's missed. But when we first start writing the song, we usually only have that main idea and main concept. So it might be a great idea to start with that chorus simply because the only thing we do know about our song is what that central theme is going to be. So the only thing we really know about our song is what the chorus should be about. We might not actually know the stories that are going to flesh out that central theme. So we might have that idea for the chorus, but we don't actually have the idea for the verses and the bridge yet, or the stories that will flesh out the central theme that exists in the chorus. So I hope this was helpful to you. If it was, something else you'll probably find helpful is my free guide on 10 different ways to start writing a song. I cover 5 ways from a more lyrical standpoint, talking about themes and words, and then 5 from more of a musical standpoint, because I think both can be very great places to start our songs from. And if we always start our songs the same way, that tends to lead us into getting into creative boxes. So if we constantly just grab an acoustic guitar, come up with a chord progression, and start our songs that way, eventually our songs might start to sound the same, or we might start to go creatively dry. But simply by changing up a little bit how we start our songs can go a long way. Like this video, we talked about starting with a chorus instead of maybe what you normally started with, which might be the first verse, or maybe you always started with the chord progression that would lead into the first verse, so the intro chord progression. But even just doing things like, say, writing a bass riff on your acoustic guitar, or on a bass if you have one, or coming up with a guitar hook first, or coming up with a song title first. All of those things can help us songwrite in slightly different directions so that we don't write the same song over and over and over again. And so we stay creatively fresh, because sometimes I might sit with my guitar and be like, I got nothing. But then I go over to the piano and all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, I have all the creativity in the world now. And that can be true by just changing up how we try to approach the start, the inception of our songs. So if that seems interesting to you, be sure to check that out. Link in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll talk to you in the next one.